just a reminder to put in chat if you have any questions. Coach?
All right, guys, tell the truth Monday. We started with -2 and the turnover ratio was unusual for our team. We were +6 going into the game. Those turnovers turned into 21 points really fast. Our defense was playing the best it's played for a while, for a quarter. Obviously, we got to play for 60 minutes. I was really disappointed with the play of offensive line. I thought we'd play a lot better. We only had 32 yards rushing, gave up 4 sacks, and a lot of that was one-on-one blocking, physicality, and disappointed in that. The execution of the offense could have been a lot better. We could have called better plays. We didn't call our best game. We didn't do our best game as a staff, and just tell the truth about it. On defense, they had 206 yards rushing. We had 0 sacks. We got beat at the line of scrimmage. They came after us, and we didn't play well at the line of scrimmage. They had 300 yards passing, 9 explosive plays. We're giving up 33 points per game on defense. It's unacceptable. We got to get it fixed. We got to find a way to get it fixed. On special team, kickoff return, Trey Palmer is a positive right now for us. Our kickoff return team is doing really well. And Zach Van Rosenberg continues to punt the ball very well. Well, that's the stuff I'm going to tell the team today. So I'm telling you guys. This week is going to be about LSU and a little bit about Alabama. Starting on Alabama, we've got to fix us first. Today will be a Tell the Truth Monday. Tomorrow they have the whole day off. Wednesday will be a Tuesday practice on Alabama, and Thursday will be a Wednesday practice on Alabama, third down, and they'll have Friday and Saturday and Sunday off. Any questions?
Hey, Coach Joe, Garland Gill, Fox 8 New Orleans. Can you give me the development of this week with Miles Brennan? How are you going to try to speed him up, and what days is he going to practice this week?
We're going to throw the ball with him a little bit today. He's going to try to get into the offense, see what he can do. He's not ready yet. It's day by day, and I don't know if he's going to be ready for the Alabama game. I think we'll know a little bit more next week. We're going to try to let him do a couple of things today, see how he can do
it. Brooks, we can't hear you. We'll go to Brody.
Hey, I mean, obviously, you've been turnarounds as interim at USC, you've been turnarounds at LSU. I guess if there's any kind of lessons you can take from some of those past experiences kind of in this season right now.
Yeah. In my mind, we building a championship program. We're going to be a championship team. We're going through some growing pains right now. I know it. We got some young players. We got some new coaches that have been on our staff for a short time, didn't have spring ball to put in their system. Not an excuse, this is the SEC, and the other coaches had the same amount of time. But I know this in my mind. We have a plan here. I know the people surrounding me are very supportive. We just had one of the best teams in college football last year. We're not that far away. We got to get better coaches. We got to get better players, and this is LSU, and we're going to do that.
Hey, Coach. Bree Andrews from LSU Tiger TV. So we saw that y'all relied a lot on the run game against South Carolina. It was very successful, but it wasn't really as successful against Auburn. So do you think, from here on out, are y'all going to rely more or less on the run game?
We have to. We had a meeting about it today. We have to have a different variety of runs. We have to use our running backs. Our offensive line has to block better. I mean, we're going to block one of the best fronts in football coming up. So we got to make some improvement in the run game. We got to do some different stuff to get the ball to our best players and take the pressure off our young quarterbacks.
Let me try this again. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. And kind of along with a couple of questions ago, I mean, I'm not sure how similar this one feels to the Mississippi State game a couple of years ago, but where do you go the days after to try to respond to a loss like that?
Yeah, you got to dig deep. You got to dig deep, man. It hurts. It hurts everybody, but I'm the leader. I'm going to be positive with our football players. I'm going to show them the film. We'll tell them where we could have coached better. We'll tell them where we got to execute better. We got to make better in-game adjustments. We just got to continue to grow. But I'm going to be positive, believe in our staff, just like I did after the Mississippi State game. We're going to make adjustments like we need to. We're going to look at our roster management and see where we need to get better at our roster and develop guys, ask guys to stay. we got an extra year with these guys. Some of these guys, I want them to stay. See if I can have them stay, have a mature team next year. And I know I'm building a championship team. There's no doubt in my mind.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned the 9 explosive plays that Auburn had. That's kind of been a trend all season. What do you think has been kind of the common denominator for why that's just continued to be a problem this season?
I think missed assignments, okay, confusion, for sure, and then execution. Guys not doing their job. I mean, some of the plays that Auburn scored on us, we ran the same exact plays in practice with the same exact people. Some of the stuff was new, and the stuff that's new, we got to make better adjustments on. So it's a combination of everything, and yes, it's been a common factor in every game.
And going back to the quarterback situation, if Miles is healthy, obviously he's going to be your guy. But is it a competition? Is it a very spirited competition between the two freshmen? And is it any different now than it was before? I mean, has it been like a competition each week to see who's going to be the starter?
Yeah.
And is it the same as it was before this game or not?
No, it's different. We expected TJ to take another step, and obviously he didn't. He struggled. He's a freshman. I can't put that on him. And then, especially going on the road, it wasn't a hostile crowd, but it was different. And but if Miles can't practice, we're gonna see who's better, TJ or Max. Max went in there and did a fine job. So they're gonna compete. There's gonna be a competition. Hopefully Miles is ready. If not, I'm gonna have them compete and see who practices better. Then we'll see what happens. If TJ would have played well, obviously he'd have had it locked up. But he didn't. And Max went in there and did a good job. So yeah, it's open competition.
Hey, Coach Orgeron, Garland again. Traditionally, the bye week is when you heat up a little more recruiting, maybe.
Yeah. You got silent there, Garland. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, I got unmuted again.
No.
This past weekend, you had two significant commitments to the program. Obviously, can't talk to them by name. But what are you trying to focus on these last few spots? And are the kids worried at all that it's the product on the field doesn't look as good, or they don't worry about that because that's going to be next year when they come to LSU?
You know what? Those guys still remember that championship team. They still remember a lot of things. This is LSU. The guys that want to come here, see an opportunity to play, they watch it on tape and say, you know what? Hey, I can go and help my team. They still love the Tigers. We've had relationships with these guys for 2 years, so I don't think this is going to affect it much. Now, it may affect a couple of guys. This week, we went over our roster management. I had a great meeting with my recruiting staff, went over specific needs that we need, whether it be in high school, whether it be in junior college or graduate transfers. We've been great on graduate transfers here. We're going to continue to look at them. And I do believe, Garland, one of our biggest things on roster management is now that we have the extra year, is keeping a lot of guys for maturity for next year. I miss going out on the road. I'd like to be going out on the road, but we only got like 5 spots left in recruiting, and we got a lot of guys that want to come. So I think we ranked 4th in the country. Obviously, we're very pleased with what happened this weekend. It was a big battle. I got to give credit to Kevin Falk and Corey Raymond and Derek Panansky. Those guys did a tremendous job, and it's always going to be a fight to keep our best players in Louisiana.
Hey, Coach Jared Joseph, Fox 44. I know earlier in the season, before the first open day, you were talking about simplifying the defense and working on communication. And now, heading into this next one, what might be the avenue you help get the defense back on track?
About eye discipline, about gap fits. We simplified about as much as we can simplify, to be honest with you. And now it's either change a couple of things up to make it easier for our guys, play something different, or whatever we're going to play, we got to make sure we master it. And then, if you play the same defense, people are going to have a game plan against you. And you better be good, or you better have some adjustments. And that's the point where we're at. I think we need to make better adjustments for our players. And I think our players that, once they know what to do, they got to have great eye discipline and execute.
Hey, Coach, this is Shay Dixon with 24/7 Sports. What's your assessment been of maybe at times when you all been down, the energy level of the team, the sidelines, and then how as a coaching staff do you kind of address it when you see things that you don't kind of think by?
Yeah, it's something we got to fix. This is a young team, and look, it's 0-0 the first quarter. We got to fight for 60 minutes, and when adversity hits, we got to keep on fighting, and that's been a mark of our team since I've been here. We were down 20-0 against Auburn and came back and beat them. So it's a young team. I'm going to address it today about fighting throughout the game, about staying enthusiastic throughout the team and believing. We have to do that. But you know what? There's a lot of young guys on this team that I have to teach that to. They don't know that yet.
Hey, Adam, I'm just curious. I guess how has Miles just kind of handled everything the last few weeks, and how has he been with those freshman quarterbacks?
He's been great, but you know he wants to play. I mean, there's no question he's frustrated. He did everything he can do with Jack. He's doing all the studying. He's been around. Those guys love him. They like brothers. He's been fantastic.
Hey, Coach, this is Josh Sibley with Louisiana Ground Football. You talked on Saturday about evaluation of everybody, the staff and the coaching. Has there been any? And you previously said about having two coaches in the press box or in the box. Has there been any talk about possibly moving Coach Bellini up to that second seat and possibly moving Coach Shanahan down to the field?
Not really. I like Coach Shanahan up there in the box to be able to see everything. He calls the third down plays. He's up there. Both feels more comfortable on the field. So to be honest with you, there's been no discussion there, and I don't think it'll make a difference. To be honest with you.
Hey, Coach, Steve Moulton, WZZN. From what you saw on the tape, what are the biggest issues with your run-stopping capability on the defensive side, Coach?
Yeah, physicality. They ran in between the tackles. The gap fits, physicality. They ran a lot of counters, a lot of powers. There's some double teams. We were out of our gaps. We got knocked out of our gaps. We were arm tackling. We weren't tackling very well. A lot of yards after contact in between the tackles, and that's one of the things that we had to stop. We knew that going into the game. When they got on the perimeter, we made some mistakes. We gave them some big runs on the perimeter. We had some mental errors. So I think it was the biggest thing, Steve, was physicality. We got out physical.
Any other questions for Coach O?
Thank you. Go Tigers.
Got two more, Coach.
All right.
Sorry about that, Ed.
All right.
You talked about this week just needing to fix LSU, and we've talked about a lot of things that you've been wanting. What are going to be your biggest focuses this week as y'all head into the
Gap fits. Gap fits. We play. I just watched Alabama's offensive line. It'll be the strongest at Najee, best run game we faced in a couple of years here. Run fits, physicality, playing blocks, being in the right place. I think that's the first thing we got to start on defense. Then eye discipline. Make sure that we give them all of those bunch splits and the crossing routes and all the things that have given us problems. We have to fix it. It's on tape. It's a copycat league. People are going to do it. On offense, we got to find different ways to run the football. And then we got to be more creative with the quarterbacks that we have, do the things that they can do.
And Ed, you've been a player and a coach. I mean, after losses, I'm wondering if this year's any different. With any restrictions and pandemics and such. Like, I don't know, players, coaches just need to get out, go, I don't know, blow off some steam. I don't know how. Just handling environment on the inside. Does that change anything at all?
Yeah, well, I go jog every day, so I enjoy my jog. I'm sure the players get out, and I think the open date tomorrow they have the day off. I think that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday will give everybody a time to reflect, maybe restart, press the restart button. And I know our guys by next Monday are going to be fired up to play Alabama, so I'm not worried about motivation. I think this team's going to stay together. I'm not worried about dissension at all. This coaching staff's together. I feel positive about what's going on.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.